Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing finishes 1-2 at Daytona. I don't think anybody had Chris Buescher on their bingo card winning 3 races in the regular season. So the big question is he the hottest driver headed into the playoffs? And does that even matter once we clean the slate and start at Darlington? DJ, we'll start with you.
Well, it's never a bad thing to be mentioned that you're the hottest driver as the playoffs start. I don't know, other than the mental side of it for Chris Buescher and the confidence that this young man is gaining each and every time that he gets one of these wins. The other competitors are going to realize this is now someone that they're going to have to work with. Chris Buescher is a driver that we were sitting there saying, okay, he should be okay getting in on points. And then all of a sudden, he's now the 4th seed as we start the playoffs. So everybody has to take notice as to what's going on. And it's been different types of racetracks. And I don't think that by what I can see, that they really have a weakness. And you certainly better take him and Brad Keselowski seriously in these playoffs.
Yeah, DJ won 3 of the last 5 and also done it on 3 different kinds of racetracks. And I think that's what I look at is the strength of the team. People can get hot and win on a particular type of racetrack, but what is the weakness of this team? And it doesn't stand out. They run well on road courses. They run well at 1.5 miles. They run well at speedway races. And when you look at the upcoming schedule, it's kind of favorable because there's a lot of mixture in the schedule trying to win these playoffs. So it's all about advancing throughout the playoffs. And I certainly don't have them as my favorite, but I will tell you this, they're going to be a hard out. I mean, they are both of those cars, not just one of them. Both of them are running well. Chris and his team are being able to execute a little better and get the wins, but Brad K has been in position too. So, I don't, a lot of people say, well, you got to get hot too early and you run out of steam. I'd rather be hot going into the playoffs. I'll take my chances.
Well, how long can they take that heat and that momentum and run through this playoffs? What does a successful playoff look like in general for RFK, both of those drivers? And on that note, will we see Brad Keselowski finally win with RFK before the end of the season?
Well, I think their expectation at this point is to put one of those 2 teams in the Final 4. I think they've run well enough to say if we don't have a one of these teams in the final in our championship 4, then it's a disappointment. Now, it's not a catastrophic disappointment because they've come so far. However, I think that's the expectation level that this team has earned for themselves. What matters the most is not what we think, but what they think internally. And if they look at their team, I don't know how they can't have the expectation of saying we should have one in the championship 4. They're both contending for wins. They're both running in the front. And I think they're capable of doing this. Again, what is their big weakness that's going to keep them from doing it?
Yeah, good point. I think that if you look at this, I think Brad's road there is obviously more difficult because of the few amount of playoff points that he has, but his experience is going to be something that he's going to rely on. And we only keep seeing Brad and his team get better and better. But I think Chris Buescher can, I think that realistically for both of them to make it into the round of 8 would be what they would consider a really, really successful season that they were able to do that. And because of those points that Chris Buescher does have now because of these wins. I mean, that's 21 points that he has going through. Somebody in the championship 4 is going to get through on points. We know that for a fact. So that could be Chris Buescher that is able to do that if indeed he doesn't get through that with a win. So I think this is a team that you have to look at. Are they the best Ford team? You might say that they really are. They're having the most success right now. And I think the biggest thing is they're the most consistent at every type of racetrack.
Okay, Jeff, do you agree? You heard DJ say they're likely the best Ford team. Agree?
Until somebody beats them, I agree. And what we don't know, here's what we don't know. In every playoff, I don't care what sport it is, somebody brings more to the table. And so can Penske bring more to the table? Can Stewart-Haas bring more to the table? front row. Who is going to step up and take this? And it, by the way, if you don't run better in the playoffs than you ran in the regular season, you're not going to advance as far as you need to. So, you have to know and you have to believe that Penske, knowing they knew they had teams locked in super early. And their focus has been on getting these two teams, once they get in the playoffs, being ready to win a championship. We just need to see the results.
Yeah, Joey Logano woke up this morning and said, oh, yeah, playoff time.
Thanks for joining us for Motormouths, presented by Toyota.
Hi, I'm Parker Kligerman. For more access like this from Pit Road, be sure to click and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel.